everybody, and welcome to the Talladega Super Speedway for the EPRL Bass Pro Shops Cup Series Season 8, Race 20. We are here for a 29-lap race, the longest race we are ever going to have at Talladega, and it should be a great one as the championship picture is really starting to change a lot after one race ago at Kentucky when Connor Breeden didn't even get the car fired and ended up making up a few positions, and a lot of championship contenders with the problems of their own. But now we're here at Talladega for a 29-lap race. How is this all going to play out? We're going to figure that out after the checkered flag flies. On the pole is the 36 of Andrew Schwartz, and alongside him in the 1 will be Drew Austin. Starting third, the Kentucky winner, Sean Galligan, trying to keep up his momentum. He jumped up to 23rd in points, gained 7 spots after Kentucky. Let's see if he can do it again. Starting fourth, the driver that has been on a complete free fall in the points as of these last few races, Jeffrey Finge. Can he finally turn his season back around and have a shot at winning the championship? We'll have to figure that one out after this race. And rounding out your top 5, the winner of the Daytona 500, he definitely knows how to get around these super speedways. That is Joshua Balkin. So we're just moments away from getting the command to fire up the engines. Here for 29 laps of racing, let's get the command.
Drivers, start the engine!
Talladega Super Speedway. This race is a complete wild card, and we have no clue how it's all going to turn out after the checkered flag. So here we go. The cars pull onto the racetrack. Let's tell you where everybody in the top 5 is in points. In this race, Connor Breeden is your point leader by just 5 points over Charles Jackson. Let's find those 2 drivers. Breeden starts deep in the pack. Yeah, he's within, I'd say he's within about the last 14 or 12 or 14 positions, I think. Charles Jackson starts just in front of him. You can actually see him. Here we are. Driving the Taylor Swift car for this race. Third in points, Mitch Speed, a driver that really feels like he could make up a lot of points here, but he's got the entire field to pass. If he will... Oh, sorry, there's a glitch here. Yeah, at first I thought that he started last, but some of the cars just weren't appearing there. Now we got to look at Sean Henley's car to see where he starts. He comes into this race 4th in the points. He's starting around the probably 16th or 18th position for the start of this race. Alright, so as the field comes through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to get the green flag on this very long race, the longest one of the season. Here we go, coming through the final corner. Schwartz and Drew Austin. Sean Galligan, 3rd place. 4th will be Jeffrey Finge. All these drivers up front still have a shot at winning the championship. Drew Austin starts outside the front row. He has been gaining a lot of points lately. He's up to 20th in points. But here they go through the tri-oval. Schwartz, 5th in points coming into this event. And he make up a few more spots. He has 9 top 10s this season, more than anybody. And here they go. Through the tri-oval, the green flag is going to come in the air. Here we go. We're underway at Talladega Super Speedway. The Amp Energy 500 is green. Drew Austin with a great start on the outside of the racetrack gets his nose out in front of Andrew Schwartz. Can he clear him coming off of turn number 2? He had an absolutely crazy finish here in race 10. 10 races ago, Andrew Schwartz nearly got the victory and wasn't able to pull it off. He was leading in the final corner, and oh, there's contact! Jacob Grant, Joshua Balkin, Jeffrey Finge stuck on the outside, needs luck to go his way for just one race. And oh, there's contact right in front of him. A big crash in turn number 4, and over on his lid is the 9 of Tyler Chance. Jeffrey Finge is in it. Connor Breeden, the championship leader, gets through it. And on his lid is Jacob Grant, Eddie Jones a contender, Robert Piet another driver within championship contention, and now more drivers being up through the grass. Garrett Jones is wrecked. But the bad luck continues for the 2-time champion Jeffrey Finge. just when we thought luck may go his way, it is not going to be the case. What an unfortunate stretch here for Jeffrey Finge. He's going to lose out on even more points. Came into this race 12th in the standings, and it looks like he might be done. Trying to get 3 championships in a row. Robert Piet, 6th in points coming into this race. Jordan Vulcan, never mind. He's not up in the points. He's 34th in the standings. Oh my goodness. Mitch Speed, Garrett Jones, Jeffrey Finge. Brent being scored 30th, and under caution there's contact. Seth Cole and Jake Smith. Oh my goodness, look at Ryan Acosta. 9th in points. Garrett Jones was in it too. He's 10th in the standings. Jeffrey Finge 11th. So a ton of championship contenders get taken out on the first lap of the race. Let's see what happens. Alright, well, here is the contact. Look at on the bottom of the racetrack. Tyler Chance being pushed by Anthony Emery. Brandon Bain is just going to hook Jordan Balkan. Get those two drivers confused a lot. Go down into Tyler Chance and Jacob Grant. And of course, Jeffrey Finge. My goodness. No luck in the 78 camp. He actually didn't get bounced around too bad until Evan McLean got into him. And then there's the 15 Dion Scott spinning around. Carter Keselowski gets rear-ended. But Tyler Chance on his roof. And a few drivers. Oh my goodness. Did you see Matthew McMurray? Just barely squeak by the 99 of Jordan Apolito. But Mitch Speed, Robert Piet, Jeffrey Finge, and Garrett Jones, all championship contenders, and I'd say Tyler Chance is a contender. He's 12th in points. Jacob Stumpf is wrecked, along with the 22 of William Duncan. 2 races in a row William has gone around. So a ton of championship contenders that are trying to win the championship, unfortunately, have already found trouble at Talladega Super Speedway. Let's get you back to the action as we got Drew Austin out front. The lights on the pace car are out. We're going to get you back under green flag conditions on lap number 6 of 29. Drew Austin is the leader. 2nd is Andrew Schwartz. 3rd, Sean Gallagher. 4th is Hayden Klein, and rounding out your top 5 is Joshua Balkin. 6th is Anthony Emery. 7th, Sean Henley. He's a championship contender. 8th, Brandon Bain. 9th, John Dillon, and 10th is Kurt Keselowski, trying to rally and go for a championship. 17th in points coming into this event. Let's see who is out of the race after the first crash of the race. I believe among them is going to be Jeffrey Finge, the 2-time defending champion. And he is out. Also, David Rochester did not get his car fired up. He's last in points. That's just how his season has gone. Jordan Bolto, 40th in points, is out of the race. But what a tough break for Tyler Chance, Jacob Grant, Richard Johnson, Jordan Balkin, Evan McLean, Garrett Jones, Jeffrey Finge, Carter Keselowski, Jake Smith, and Ryan Acosta. So 30 cars remain in the field, but a lot of drivers deep in the field are going to be off the pace because of a crash early. Among the drivers deep in the field are Robert Piet, Eddie Jones, Seth Cole, Mitch Speed, and a few others. But Charles Jackson is deep in the field too, so this might not be all too bad for Speed and Schwartz, or not Schwartz, but some of those other contenders like Piet. But as they come through the tri-oval, Andrew Schwartz lines up 2nd. Remember, we talked about him earlier. He's 5th in points coming into this race, 30 out of the point lead, and the green flag comes back in the air. Schwartz jumps to the outside of the racetrack. Flash across the finish line off of the restart. They're already 3 wide heading into turn 1. Sean Gallagher with Hayden Klein on the inside of the racetrack, pushing each other, trying to get themselves up to Drew Austin. One caution has slowed us down. This could be our first complete lap of green flag racing. But on the inside, Sean Gallagher led 26 straight laps last week from lap 2 to 27, ended up winning the race. His first of the season. The season 3 champion is out front trying to lead a lap at Talladega and get a bonus point towards his championship hopes. As they come through the tri-oval, jumps to the bottom to block off a move from Anthony Emery, and indeed, Sean Gallagher leads his first lap of this race. Just watch this view. We're going to hold it on this view for the whole entire lap. Backstretch will be very fun to watch because you can see the closing rate at which Anthony Emery and Brandon Bain are closing at, if they're closing at all. Look at Anthony closing the gap, running up on the back bumper of Sean Galligan. Kurt Keselowski's on the inside line too. Andrew Schwartz gets underneath Kurt as they come through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Anthony Emery on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to take over the lead as they come out of turn number 4, and he will do just that. But Andrew Schwartz and Sean Henley right behind him. Schwartz to the bottom. Henley goes with them. The entire inside line is going to go with Andrew Schwartz, and he is going to lead a lap and get a bonus point. Well, Kurt Keselowski and Joshua Balkin, they have a history and nearly made contact going into turns number 1 and 2. Henley and Keselowski nearly hooked bumper and rear quarter panel, and Drew Austin gets turned, and now the big pack gets taken out. Over on his lid, Brad Smith in front of the entire pack. Kyle Smith, Connor Breton, the championship leader. Sean Galligan is around. Courtney Simpson is spun around on the infield. Dylan Young is wrecked. Now Eddie Jones splits right through everybody and gets through all the carnage. He could be within the top 10 now. But Andrew Schwartz, this is a huge break for his championship hopes. Contenders, including the point leader Connor Breton, get taken out. And in the meanwhile, Andrew Schwartz leads 2 laps, and he's going to lead these laps under caution. And that will really help out his chances of leading the most laps and getting 2 bonus points here in this race. Seth Cole off the pace, William Duncan, Connor Breton. Kurt Keselowski is wrecked. Robert Piet is just off the pace, but Galligan, Simpson, Brad Smith, Anthony Emery, the 29, Mason Wood, John Dillon, Jacob Stump. I saw the 20, that's Luke Martin. Charles Jackson looks to have damage. Mitch Speed, Matthew McMurray, Joshua Balkin, Kyle Smith, Zach Buchanan. A ton of drivers with a lot of damage on their race cars, and this once again opens the door wide open for other contenders to strike. Finge is out of the race though, and he's one of the drivers that we really thought could make up some points here, and Breton is out. Breton is out of the race, and now the door is wide open for Andrew Schwartz and Sean Henley. They're running 1-2. They're 4th and 5th in points. This has really taken a big swing at the championship. Let's go back and see what happened to bring out the second caution and take out a lot of championship contenders. Alright, well, let's see what happened. Coming out of turn number 2, we saw Drew Austin get turned. That was a very obvious wreck, and oh, he's going to hit the inside wall. But then Dylan Young made contact with him, and then when he tried to save it, clearly wasn't able to do that, but you can't blame him. There's no way he could have saved that car after he made contact. Oops. Oh, when he came back up, he actually got hooked by John Dillon, and then John gets hit by Anthony Emery, Brandon Bain into the 2 car, Joshua Balkin into the outside retaining wall. And then back here, Charles Jackson is going to get hit pretty hard, and he's going to spin up the racetrack into Dylan Young. Look at Julie Stewart sneak around all of this on the outside. She could very well be one of the championship point leaders coming out of this race, and look at Eddie Jones just go right up through the middle. Oh, wow, did you just see Drew Austin? Look at that. Let's go on board with the #1 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. Look at this. Oh, he hit him. Oh, my goodness. Matthew McMurray in contact with him, too. Well, what happened to the point leader, Connor Breton? Because I didn't see him get wrecked. Maybe he was there and I just didn't see it. Also, you saw the NAARC. We would like to proudly announce that they are now a partner, of the EPRL. So here's Connor Breton's incident, the championship point leader. Also, even though he's a championship point leader, this could be Connor Breton's last race in the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series. We'll get to that under caution and explain the whole Connor Breton situation. Oh, and then he gets hit by Charles Jackson and goes down the racetrack. Sean Galligan, Kurt Keselowski, Zach Buchanan all making some contact. So let's get you back to the restart, and we will also talk about Connor Breton's situation, as this may be his last race in the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series. Alright, well, this pace lap ended up getting cut short a bit. I didn't realize that we were already almost done with the pace lap, but the whole Connor Breton situation right now is that the C. Breton, that's Connor Breton's username, he may be shutting down his YouTube account. That's just how far ahead of schedule this Bass Pro Shops Cup Series is right now. That's the situation with Connor Breton. This may be his last race, but I contacted him, and this could be his last race. If it is, farewell to Connor Breton, and best to him after the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series is over with. But Andrew Schwartz is the leader. Sean Henley, Hayden Klein, Chris Summers, Eddie Jones, your top 5. Dion Scott, Julie Stewart, Zach Buchanan, Mitch Speed, and Robert Piet, your top 10. Championship contenders are still in the race. Connor Breton is out of it. As they come through the tri-oval, Andrew Schwartz, this is his big opportunity, along with Sean Henley, Mitch Speed, and others. Through the tri-oval, green flag goes in the air, and we're underway once again from Talladega. Cars are left in the race after the first 2 cautions of the race. 2 very big incidents taken out nearly the entire pack. Over half of it is wiped out. 18 cars remain left in this race, but how many are even legitimate? It looks like it might just be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. It might just be 8 cars deciding this one for the win. Remember the spring race here. That was just a 19-lap race. We had a lot more contenders on the white flag lap when there was that huge crash that broke out in turns 3 and 4. Sent Chris Summers, the man pushing Andrew Schwartz, over on his roof. And that was a very scary incident. And I remember Chris won the spring race 1 season ago in season 7. But as they come through the tri-oval, this could be a very close one. It looks like Sean Henley is going to be credited with leading the lap. Give a bonus point to the 88. Fans on their feet as the 88 car's out front at Talladega. I'm wondering if we could maybe go caution free from here to the checkered flag. I don't know if we have enough cars to wreck. But in the meanwhile, we might have some lapped cars that we're gonna have to worry about. As Dion Scott looks like he may have lost the draft. I think that might be the case. Yeah, he's 3 miles an hour slower than the lead pack, so it's not like he's faster. He's going to catch up. It's probably going to take a slip by somebody in this pack and have to slow that entire pack down for everybody to get back in contention for the win here at the Talladega Super Speedway. As they come through the tri-oval, Sean Henley and Andrew Schwartz. Henley 4th, Andrew Schwartz is 5th. In the standings coming into this race, they both need very strong runs to continue their championship hopes. And that is going to be exactly what they could do in this race. Coming into this race, Henley was 28 points out. Yeah, 28 points out of the point lead, and by the looks of it, point leader Connor Breen's going to finish 27th. So if Henley wins, he could be the championship point leader. Same goes for Schwartz. They could both become the championship point leader if they win the race, but that's the catch. They have to win. Julie Stewart cannot be your championship point leader leaving this race, but she is 8th in points, and she could be within about 10 or 15 points of the point lead if she can hang in there. But look at Eddie Jones. We haven't talked about him because he's not known to be a restrictor plate racer, but look at him in the 11th. FedEx off his Toyota. He's running right up there with the leaders, gunning for the victory here in the last half of the race. Check on the tail end of the pack, see if we're going to be running up on any of these guys. Sean Galloway in the middle of the tri-oval. We're not going to be running up on him for quite some time if we do catch him. Look at Mitch Speed running 14th. Remember, he comes into this race just 3rd in points, 20 points out of the championship lead. Right now, he would gain 13 points towards the championship, and if he could do that, his championship hopes would be a lot stronger than they would be entering this event. Is now the lead pack has gotten single file, but yeah, I was just about to say it. I wouldn't count on it because now here comes Andrew Schwartz to the bottom. Eddie Jones is going to go with him as they come through the tri-oval. It's going to be Sean Henley leading the lap over Andrew Schwartz. That's his 4th laplet of the race, but now they're 3 wide for the lead. Look at Eddie Jones powering underneath both of these drivers with Zach Buchanan and Chris Summers. Julie Stewart trying to hang on to the draft. Now Buchanan looks for the lead underneath Eddie Jones. Henley on the outside with Hayden Klein. Let's get a look at the entire back straightaway if we can. Not able to. Way before we could look at it. But, oh, way up the racetrack. That was Hayden Klein. He may lose the draft because of that. Remember, Zach Buchanan and Chris Summers had very strong cars at Infineon, but also these were 2 drivers that were going for it at Talladega early in the season, when both of them got wiped out on the last lap. But they're 3 wide for the lead through the tri-oval. It's going to be Zach Buchanan leading this lap and getting a bonus point. Julie Stewart on the bottom. Schwartz, Summers, and Henley all in the middle. 3 Toyotas, 4 Chevrolets gunning for the victory as we got 13 laps to go. Oh wait, sorry, 12. Yeah, 12 laps of racing to go here from Talladega. Julie Stewart, look at her. Remember, she won the Budweiser shootout, but she's making contact with Chris Summers. Go, boys and girls. Oh, Zach Buchanan gets turned into Sean Henley. Henley pounds the outside wall. Spins back down into the infield grass, and I don't believe we're going to see a caution for that. But we will. Caution is out. Hayden Klein leads him through the tri-oval. And he will lead the lap, and now he will get all the laps led under caution, and that will really help him out as he's trying to lead the most laps in this race. Hayden, I think this is his first lap led since, yeah, I think this is the first lap led for Hayden Klein since Phoenix. That was race 2 of the season. So Sean Henley has been turned around. He crosses the line in 13th position. So everybody that was in the field before the caution is still going to be left, but Henley could very well be out of contention for the victory. So let's see what happened to a championship contender and see how he got turned into the outside wall. The driver that won the spring race here at Talladega Superspeedway ends up smacking the wall here in the fall race. Let's get a look. Looks like Eddie Jones is just going to turn Zach Buchanan down into the 88 car. He spins out. Look at Andrew Schwartz just get missed, and Henley hits the outside wall. Remember, we're talking about it. Henley could be the point leader leaving this race. If he could win, he's not going to win this race, but he could still salvage a decent finish and remain in contention, because either way, he's going to gain points on Connor Breeden, because Breeden's out. Even if Sean Henley were to wreck out of the race, he could still finish within the top, 18 cars and still get about 9 points. But he still really wanted to leave this race as the point leader, and that will not be the case. Andrew Schwartz still has a shot at it, but Hayden Klein right now is the leader, comes into this race 15th in points, so this could help out Hayden's chance at winning a championship. We're going to get a little bit of a shootout out of this, about 5 laps of racing to go. Let's get you back to the green flag. Here we go. The lights on the pace car are out, and we are going down the back straightaway. Going to get you back under the green flag on lap 23 out of 29. It'll be, let's see, 23 out of 29. It will be 7 laps of racing to go. Hayden Klein is the leader. 2nd is Andrew Schwartz. 3rd will be Julie Stewart. 4th, Chris Summers. And 5th is Eddie Jones. 6th, Zach Buchanan. 7th, Kyle Smith. 8th, Brandon Bain. 9th, Deion Scott. And 10th is Matthew McMurray. 11th, Charles Jackson. 12th, Seth Cole. 13th, Sean Henley. 14th, Mitch Speed. 15th, Ethan Roberts. 16th, Sean Galligan. 17th, Courtney Simpson. And 18th, last place in the field is Robert Piet. And we're going to get a great finish out of this one. Hold on just a second. Let's go on board with Hayden Klein so it's not so silent here, but I'm just going to quick check and see if these laps led are caught. Pace car is in. Hayden Klein is the leader. When he crosses the start-finish line, it'll be his 5th lap led of the race. If he can lead just 1 more lap, he'll tie Andrew Schwartz. If he can lead 2 laps off of this restart, he would pass Andrew Schwartz and get 2 bonus points. But Schwartz is right there in the 2nd position. He could easily take it away from Hayden. But the green flag goes back in the air. We are underway with 7 laps of racing to go from Talladega. For the most part, staying single file. I did see Brandon Bain jump to the outside off of this restart. Looks like he might try to be getting out of the way for other drivers that are quicker than him. But Julie Stewart on the inside. Schwartz on the outside, but Hayden Klein remains the leader as they come down the back straightaway. If Buchanan can hang with this lead pack, he could have a shot at winning the race, but it looks like he may just lose the lead draft as they come through turns 3 and 4. Hayden Klein with a very strong race car drives into the lead and is not looking back. Eddie Jones and Zach Buchanan. Remember, when Buchanan got turned, he may have gotten some damage, and that is probably why Buchanan isn't able to hang with the pack this time. But as they cross the start-finish line, Hayden Klein now ties Andrew Schwartz for leading the most laps. Either way, he will get 2 bonus points as long as Schwartz doesn't lead another lap when he pass Hayden Klein. Anything can happen here at Talladega because now 6 laps of racing to go. Anything can happen in this lead pack because Buchanan has caught up, and he's going to be drafting with Chris Summers. Now Eddie Jones goes to the bottom. Schwartz kind of juked him out, made it look like he was going to go with him, but really wasn't going to do it. Now Julie Stewart is going to get onto the inside of the racetrack. She pulls into second. Third is Eddie Jones. Fourth is Andrew Schwartz. Fifth is Chris Summers. And sixth is Zach Buchanan. Looks like it's going to be these 6 drivers. Now maybe only 5 is Buchanan. Looks like he might be losing the lead draft once again. Sean Henley, after getting turned, has lost the lead draft, and he will not be amongst the drivers that are going to settle this for the win. 5 to go. The finish in this race does not look like it's going to be as intense as the spring race here. A huge crash coming off of the final corner, then a pass through the grass, and then a pass on the racetrack ended up allowing Sean Henley to go to victory lane with William Duncan pushing him. Alright, lap traffic. Is it a problem? Robert Piet in the center of turns 1 and 2 is Weir in the center of 3 and 4. Looks like Robert will not be an issue. 173 miles an hour to the leaders. Roughly 20 miles an hour slower, so through the trial. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. But if it does, expect stuff to get crazy. Hayden, that's his 8th lap led in the race. Schwartz's chances of leading the most laps in this race are starting to dwindle. And remember, Schwartz pretty much needs to lead the most laps and win this race to take over the point lead. Eddie Jones is right there too. He's trying to save his season. 30th in points. What did Sean Galligan do last week? Exactly. He was 30th in points going into that race, dominated, and went to victory lane. Eddie Jones will not dominate this race. He could very well wind up in victory lane, and that's all that matters. If Hayden Klein leads this lap, he will clinch the most laps led in this race. Well, he'll at least tie Andrew Schwartz if Schwartz happens to lead the last 3. But as they come through the tri-oval, Hayden Klein is going to at least clinch 2 bonus points towards his championship. Also, that is his 56th lap led of the rate of his season. Right now, tying Connor Breeden for the most. This could be a critical lap for Hayden Klein, because when they come back around, it'll be 2 laps of racing to go. The front 3 now nose to tail. Chris Summers and Julie Stewart lurk behind, still with a chance at winning. Zach Buchanan has now really lost this lead draft and does not look like he will settle this one for the win. Schwartz on the bottom is now getting drafting assistance from Chris Summers. If they can get around Hayden Klein, Schwartz can still get 2 bonus points and tie Hayden Klein, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like Hayden will once again lead a lap and eliminate any chance of Schwartz being able to tie him. Yeah, right now, it's official. There's no way Schwartz can beat out Hayden Klein for the most laps led. Also, that's the 57th lap led, and that officially now beats his teammate, Connor Breeden. Julie Stewart has started to catch back up to these lead few cars. Schwartz second, Summers third, Eddie Jones fourth, Eddie to the outside, Summers jukes him out. Now Schwartz is going to go with Eddie Jones. This allows Julie Stewart. Now she's going to go on the outside. Is that the line you want to be in? I don't think so, because Chris Summers looks like he might just pass Andrew Schwartz on the inside as they come through the final corner to take the white flag. Summers and Eddie Jones, Schwartz and Julie Stewart, Hayden Klein all by himself out front. He could be a sitting duck. White flag from Talladega. Last lap. Man, that lead pack behind him is really starting to fall behind. They're going to have to hook up and draft. And Julie Stewart is going to help out Eddie Jones on the inside. Will it happen? They're a mile an hour quicker than Hayden Klein. That will not be enough. Now they're 2 miles an hour quicker. They're closing. Can they do it? Hayden Klein now through the final corner. They still got a mile until the start-finish line. Eddie Jones, Julie Stewart, and Andrew Schwartz trying to get around the 55. Through the trial before the final time, Eddie Jones not going to make a move. Schwartz looking for third. Eddie's trying to find a lane underneath Hayden Klein, but it's not there anymore. Hayden Klein is going to win his first race of the season here at Talladega. What was a very tame finish compared to most restrictor plate races is going to go to Hayden Klein. And I just checked, and it is official. That is his first win of the season. And that's a great job done by the 55 team, helping himself out towards his championship hopes. 15th in points coming into this race. Let's see if he can end up pulling it out and end up winning a championship in his rookie year. So here are your finishing results. Hayden Klein is the winner. Oh wait, no. Hayden, I don't know. I think he drove the number 7 Jim Beam car in the season 5. But anyways, second was Eddie Jones. No, sorry, Colt Freilich drove that car. Yeah, I think Hayden Klein is a rookie. Anyways, so Hayden Klein wins. Eddie Jones second. Andrew Schwartz third. Julie Stewart fourth, and Chris Summers is fifth. Zach Buchanan, Dion Scott, Kyle Smith, Charles Jackson a contender, and Sean Henley another contender. So you got quite a few contenders that ended up doing getting a decent finish here in this race. Schwartz is not your new point leader, but he is awfully close to Connor Breton. As once again, Connor, this might just be his last race here in the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series. And if it is, he sure went out with a bang, because he's really done very well this season. These last two have not really showed how strong Breton has been. But also, something that we do want to point out, Breton is no longer your point leader. The new point leader after this event is going to be Charles Jackson. He finished 9th, and Breton finished 27th. That's 18 points of a swing, and he only needed to gain 4 on him here today. So that's the situation with that. Julie Stewart picked up a lot of points. But once again, Jeffrey Finge, what can you say about his season? It's just completely been a downhill situation pretty much since the start. Started out really good, continued to be pretty good, and then he started getting some bad finishes, but hung up in there in the top 2 in points with he and Charles Jackson going for it. And now in these last few, it's just completely fallen apart. And looks like Finge's 3 in a row hopes are pretty much hanging on by the last, just the last little thread, I guess you could say. So, got to make a note here of David Rochester not even starting the race. So we make sure that he just gets credited with 1 point and not a DNF or a DNQ or anything like that. So that is your finishing results for the Amp Energy 500. What was a crazy race, but a very tame finish, with Hayden Klein winning over Eddie Jones. I think that's Eddie's 3rd second place finish of the season, if I can remember this correctly. But let's quick check. Eddie Jones, yeah, he's had 4 top 5s, and I'm thinking quite a few of those are second place finishes. So Hayden Klein has now led the most laps of anybody, and he's the winner at Talladega. Here is the celebration screen for the 55, and we will see you at the Auto Club Speedway.